Now that we have downloaded Joomla and unzipped the downloaded file, it's time to upload it to the web server through FTP. If you're not familiar with FTP, FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. Basically nothing else than getting files from A, say your desktop, to B, your web server. If you don't have an FTP application, I suggest that for Windows users you go to filezilla-project.org and you'll immediately see a quick download link, and this one, download FileZilla client, all platforms. Click it, download it and install it, and that should give you an FTP application on Windows. When you're a Macintosh user, you can surf to cyberduck.ch, a Mac-only application, not usable for Windows users. And on the right side, you can click the DMG file, and same as in Windows, you can install it, and then you have your FTP application. I'm on Windows Vista for this tutorial, so I will start up FileZilla. And the first thing that you'll need to do is make a server. So in this case, in FileZilla, I go to File Site Manager, and I already have my site in. And as you can see, what did I fill in? I filled in logon type is account. Then I filled in my username and my password, and I gave the account a name. The last one is just to give it a name. There's nothing else to it, but when you use FileZilla, this is the name where you can connect to. And for all the further settings, advanced, transfer settings, character set, there's no need to even look at that. It's all done. And the most important one is the host. Here often you will see ftp.domainname.com. The host name is something that you should have received when you got your web server. So you should look this up in the email you've received from your web hoster. It should state how you can connect to your FTP. Again, should be in your information together with the username and password for that certain FTP host. So in this case, I click on OK. And once we've put in a server, we have a kind of a quick connect. And here you see the account that I have, which is joomtorial. And then it connects, and on the left side again you will see your local site. A better name would be your computer. And as you can see, I went to my desktop where my Joomla file is, and on the right side, the right pane, you will see the remote site where we just logged in. And then it becomes a bit tricky, because it's very common that if you have a web server, that there are a bunch of files, but that doesn't mean that you're immediately at the place where people would enter to visit your website. So often when you enter the web server like this through FTP, you first need to go into a certain folder, and only that folder will be available for web visitors to view. So in this case, often used names are HTTP docs or www or web. And in my case, I am creating this website on a subdomain. So I have a need to go to subdomains. My particular subdomain is Joomla15, so I click that, and here again I see a bunch of folders, and in this case I need to have HTTP docs, not to confuse with HTTP HTTPS docs, that's the secure part. I don't want it on there. I want it in the normal web server HTTP docs. So I'll double click that, and as you can see, and as FileZilla states, empty directory listing. So the next step would be to upload the files that we have on our desktop into the folder HTTP docs. But not just the folder, we need to go into that folder so that we see all files and folders that are in the package. And what I'll do is I need to select them all. So I'll select the first one, scroll down, and while I keep my shift button on my keyboard pressed, I select the last file there, and then I right click it and say upload. As you can see at the bottom, it's starting to upload, and on the right side you see all kinds of files appear, including folders. Now it's time for you to have a nice cup of coffee or a nice cup of tea, because uploading the Joomla package might take a few minutes. So take your time, have a little break, and as soon as the files are uploaded, then it's time to continue again. I hope you enjoyed your coffee or tea. I certainly did. The files have been uploaded, and a good check to see if that was the case is at the bottom of FileZilla. It shows you failed transfers and successful transfers. That is one option. And next to that, you can always compare the local computer, the files and folders, and compare them to the remote side. And as you can see, they're 100% the same. Each file that is on the left side has also been uploaded to the web server on the right side. So now we have finalized the step of uploading the Joomla files. So basically now we are ready to go and install Joomla, and that will be our next chapter, installing Joomla.